So now we're carrying on with 3.1C Part 4. Basically, we're going to add some word problems in. So a lot of the word problems deal with like painting rooms or covering wallpaper or covering flooring. Now it makes sense because you want to know the surface area of those things. Now, not all rooms are perfect rectangles. There's door cutouts, there's little jut-ins and different things that you want to do. So um, you've got to cut some of that out. So for example, Kareem has been hired to paint the walls and ceiling of a living room in a house. The room is 22.5 feet long by 13.5 feet wide and 8.5 feet high. There's one window that's 10.5 by 6 and two windows that are 3.5 feet by 2.5 feet and two doors that are 2.5 feet by 8 feet. What surface area must he paint? So what would I do? I'd figure out the surface area of the ceiling, of the two walls that are exactly the same size, and the other two walls that are exactly the same size. Um, so when we go about and do it, so the ceiling would be 22.5 feet long by 13.5 feet wide. So we'd go length times width. Then we'd have to figure out the walls. So one would be length by height and the other one would be width by height. But we have two walls that are length by height and two walls that are width by height. Then you subtract off the area of this window and double this area because there's two windows like that and double the last area. So we come in here, ceiling, length times width, okay, gives us this square foot. Then there's two walls that are 22 by 8.5 feet. So 22 by 8.5 feet. Now I might double this right away. I believe what they will do is they will take this plus 2 times this plus 2 times that last one, the one that are 13.5. So when we go to figure it out, the total surface area without any windows or without any doors is 915.75 square feet. There's one window that's 10.5 by 6, so that's 63 square feet when we multiply it out. There are two windows that are 3.5 by 2.5, so we actually have to double that number. And there are two doors that are 2.5 by 8, which is 20. So to figure out the surface area that doesn't need painting, we add the area of the one window times 2 times the area of that second size window times 2 times the area of a single door to give you 120.5 square feet that doesn't need painting. So to calculate the area that needs painting, we take the total surface area, the 915.75, and we subtract off the surface area that doesn't require paint. So we get a total surface area to be painted of 795.25. Okay, so that answers question A. 1 gallon of paint covers 255 square feet. How many gallons will he have to buy? Okay, well, you're not going to buy less. You're going to always have to buy more than what you need, unless it works out exactly. So we know we have to cover 795.25 and each gallon does 255. So 795.25, if we divide it by 255, he's going to need to buy 3 gallons and another little bit, right? So if he's only buying gallon paint, he's going to have to buy 4 gallons of paint. You can't get away with buying 3 gallons because you'll run out of paint before you're done painting. Okay, so he has to buy 4 gallons of paint. Now, if paint costs $55.40 per gallon and he wants to make a profit of this, how much should he charge? Okay, well, let's come back to our calculator. The paint costs $55.4 per gallon and we need 4 gallons, so we multiply by 4. So he's going to pay $221.60 um, in paint, but he wants to make 225, so we have to add 225 onto this. So he should charge people $446.60 or around $450, right? Because lots of times they round up just to make it a nice number, because realistically, to say this number or to say about 450, a lot of times guys will just say 450. That's what it'll cost us. Okay? So you're going to have a couple different ones. This one talks about a storage chest and buying the amount of wood and stuff like that. So go ahead and try these. Good luck. And then once you get through these ones, I believe you're working on your practice questions. Please remember to hand in your practice questions at the end of section 3.1.